What's going on, everybody? Simon Says Crypto for the Dipito Let's Talk Crypto show. This is take 2 on boo-hoo for my comments on the last Dipito Let's Talk Crypto show live stream with the lovely Maia and Chris from Fruition Productions talking about Rigged, aka XRP Unleashed. Such an amazing show. If you guys missed it, I highly recommend you click this little link wherever it's going to be and watch it. Like, just stop this, go watch that, because I'm about to get into some of my comments here and some takeaways that I had from this show. Special shout out going out to Melissa, Keita, Brooke, and Optimistic Prime. Thank you, ladies, so very much, as well as Maya and Chris. Again, thank you so very much for all of you showing up for the Dipitoers out there. It means a lot. Melissa, Keita, y'all are just, you're doing it. You're doing it. I don't even need to say anything more than that. Y'all be doing it. This is great. Absolutely great. So let's get into this. We're going to start with by me adding the oh, the whole screen with sound to the show here. Here we go. Let's try this one more time. I can't even believe it, guys. Everybody has their good days and bad days, but XRP $2.47 right now because this is Sunday. Holy buckets. By the way, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. It was great. That is why I'm a little late on doing this, but I will be back on schedule of producing these for you in my comments every Thursday. So let's get into this. The first part that I want to share with you is Melissa did a little experiment. She went to Grok X's AI and wanted some feedback about the movie that Chris and Maya had created. Documentary, rather. It's not a movie. Documentary. Documentary. Oh, my gosh. And it was really interesting. I highly recommend you guys go back and watch that part. But this is Chris's reaction after Chris's and Maya's reaction after she reads that statement from AI.
Complete with plot twists and heroic deeds. The director and production team, the team behind this film, particularly highlighted by X users, seems to have knocked it out of the park. They're viewed as brave truth tellers, risks much to bringing this story to light. The essence is if Rigged, aka XRP Unleashed, were a dish at the restaurant at the end of the universe, it would be the perfectly cooked steak to which everyone gives a standing ovation, even if they're not quite even if they're not quite sure what XRP is. It's a tale of David versus Goliath, but set in the digital age with blockchain as the slingshot. Yeah, was that amazing or what?
That's
oh my gosh.
I know.
I couldn't have said it any better.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, you don't know like what the response is going to be. Like, you've seen it so many times. By the time you bring something out, you're like, is this are we going to be able? The most important job, I think, as a storyteller is to like incite something in the audience. You should be mad, you should be happy, you should be feeling something. And I saw that in the theaters, when we were going from place to place. And the audience would boo Gary or like clap when everybody knows their favorite influencer in the space, so they would like say their little catchphrases or be excited when people appeared on screen. So it was when you did that little experiment, I was like, wow, like what an amazing thing. Because honestly, like a lot of us see it. There is I think the XRP army, the real ones that are out there are mostly high frequency and it's good vibes. And even like a couple of undercover people went to the premiere, and they kind of ended up finding like, what is this company and like what are they doing, and like they must be paid by Ripple. I was like, trust me, I'll be the first person to tell you, like, I wish I was paid by Ripple, like, because I lost so much.
Man, wouldn't that be nice? I wish I was paid by Ripple too. Hey, Ripple, if you're out there, huge fans of the Dipito show, get at us. Maybe we can make a deal. We'll keep it real. We won't steal. All right. Anyways, there's Chris's reaction. What an awesome What awesome feedback from AI, going out there and getting the intel across social media with Grork there. Let me fast forward to another one here with Chris and Maia. Just give me a moment here. We're looking. I got a timestamp, got written down on the notes. Ooh, right here. Oh, right there. Bam, got it. Here we go.
Of at that point, but what gave you the foresight or
Okay, let me just back up about 5 seconds. So what Melissa here is asking is basically what inspired you guys to create this film to begin with?
corruption is kind of going to be taken care of at that point. But what gave you the foresight or the drive even to start even thinking about making a film like this? Have you always been a film creator? And I guess I'm directing this towards Chris because I think out of the two, I think Maia said you're the real person behind the camera and that. And so, what pushed you to do this?
Well, I mean, Maya's the real push. She's the one who actually, to be fair, she's the one who got us into crypto and knew people like Brooke and others. She had been talking on TikTok for years with people in the crypto space. So, she was the one who sort of got us into Bitcoin, and then we kind of went into meme coins, and then eventually we were like, we should probably find like a real coin to invest in, and that was how we ended up at XRP. And then as we were like kind of resetting, like after her cancer, she went through cancer in 2022 and she survived that. And surviving that is at such a young age is a big wake up call. You're like, well, we don't know nobody knows how many days you have. And so, that's the wake up call in terms of there's no time to waste. Like if you're going to try to pursue a dream of some sort. So we were like, we couldn't believe there was no story. We had done like some film stuff in 2022, 23, 24. And we were like, we got to find a project that we can do and we can actually self-finance, like something that's doable. So, without getting into the boring laurels of like the feature film universe, doing a narrative like a regular movie is very expensive. Okay. We're talking about like on a good day, might be $1.5 million or $2 million to like make it decent. So we were like, a documentary is a lot more doable. We can self-finance it. We can risk it. And then we were like, what should we do a documentary about? And, you should start with what you know. And we looked at all the crypto documentaries out there and we felt like they all painted us in a bad light. Made us look like gamblers or degenerates. And
well, I mean, maybe some of us are reformed gamblers and degenerates. It's possible.
I actually kind of think that might be intentional.
Yes.
Mainstream media wanted us to look bad because Jamie Dimon's out there saying this is bad, don't invest in it. Meanwhile, they're building the JPM coin and acquiring Corium and doing all the other shit they were doing. And so I think that like it kind of fits with the fact that, I wish that for the community, I kind of felt at some point like, all right, now we're carrying the banner of XRP flag. And a lot of folks had been like, oh, is it going to be on Netflix? Is it going to be on Netflix? It's going to be on Netflix. Like Netflix is just part of the same system, to be honest with you. Like you can't just walk in and a news flash. You can't just walk into Netflix and be like, yo, put my film on Netflix. It doesn't work.
What? It doesn't work like that? Get out of here. Who'd have thought?
Like that. There's a lot of middle people in Hollywood. And so self-distribution was our best chance to kind of just bring it out. And we decided, okay, we're just going to bring this thing out and bring it into the world. And so that was kind of how the evolution came. And when we had Brooke was there on the very first recording session, because those are the people in mind.
Yeah, you were first interview. Yeah,
Brooke was literally the first,
Awesome.
of the entire documentary.
Good job, Brooke.
First interview I ever
7 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, very first everything was Brooke. And so we didn't know what the film was going to be at that time, but we knew something was there, right? We knew what questions to start asking. And Brooke was really the kind of person who was like off camera, she was like, you should really talk to Jimmy Valley. And like, he knows a lot about this ETH gate thing. And that kind of started the breadcrumbs. She, I believe, introduced us to Jimmy Valley and like started the breadcrumbs of like, okay, like this is what's every story need, conflict. So yeah, we have an SEC, but what's the backstory of going on? What can we like talk about here? And so that was what kind of led us down that path. So Brooke really was the first interview, but also pivotal figure because it's all those things. Like she introduced us to this person and that, and that's how we got to where we were.
Love it. I'm going to let Brooke finish that off. You guys not here, but you guys can go back and watch what Brooke's about to say right there. Let me see if I can do the timestamp 104:06 if you want to check out Miss Brooke, but I just wanted to share that with you. So, a really labor of love, a project that they could do, that they could have to self-fund, just for their passion, filmmaking. And also their new passion, crypto. So it was a marriage that was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, I'm tongue tied right now. It was meant to be. And I mean, just look at that right there. Two people in the space talking with each other for years, and then they get together, start Brooke's the first interview. Well, Brooke speaks with other influencers and etc. And Brooks, kind of in a way is the network effect for them for this to happen. So really a keystone in the making of at least this production. I think that's fire, man. And again, special shout out to everybody that is on this screen right now: Melissa, Keita, Brooke, Optimistic Prime, and of course Chris and Maia. Wonderful stuff. Now I'm going to go back before Chris came on because there was a couple other moments here that really just struck a good chord with me, by the way. So let me go to those now. Let me check my notes. And we're gonna go back to Miss Brooke in the beginning here. Like my rewind effects or sound effects. Yeah, it's custom, baby. Custom. We're almost there right about here we go. Here's Brooke.
Back to the roots.
I have a question for people given with Thanksgiving. So I think we've all kind of touched on how we're kind of weird in our family group and dynamic. Do you guys now that crypto is pumped a little bit, are you entering in people who know that you hold these assets? Like, how are you guys walking into the house tomorrow?
I'm a walking like nothing happened. I don't know about it. I don't want to hear about it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I sold everything I had. Don't worry about it. I had a bad time.
Yeah, it was dipping and I got out.
And I went on ahead and took my feet out of the water.
Right?
Oh yeah. Nice.
I've had a few called plausible deniability.
I've had a few. I mean, I'm not going to a family event or anything, but I've had a few people reach out, friends and family who I reached out 3 weeks. As soon as the launch happened, as soon as the first premiere, I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to inform all the people I love one more time, so that I would have no guilt in the future,
I love that. I absolutely love that. I love Keita just I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just a little hobby thing. I don't know. Let's eat. And Optimistic, I love this. Optimistic is kind of this is the last time because I'm about to drop a big I told you so. So here you go.
And so I just sent a message out 2.5 weeks ago on pretty much the day before the first premiere in Scottsdale. And I said, please let me teach you about this. I truly believe it's generational wealth. I will leave it in your hands, but I am here if you need any help so you don't get scammed, because that's my biggest concern right now, because there's so many scammers out there and I just see it so often right now, and it's really scary. And that I'm just okay. And then as soon as it popped off, right, I have them all writing me hey, I'm ready to learn now. And it's I don't have time. And so I said to them all, I said, here's the link to Maya and Chris's movie. Go watch that. And I'm not here to convince you. And when you want to know how to set up your Examine wallet, I'm totally up for that. And like I created tutorials this week so that I can just send them the tutorial. Like, because I don't got time for this. Like I had so much time for so many years. And now it's like, you know, I had a few people write me, can you tell me all about it? I'm like, no, I cannot tell you all about it. But like, there is a movie now all about it. And you can go watch the movie and pay my friends. And then I write at the bottom, like, you know, support independent filmmakers. These are my friends, you know, like.
I'm going to stop right there. Oh, optimistic. Great question, though, Brooke. I mean, I honestly thought I was going to kind of get bombarded by family with it. I thought the whole like Thanksgiving event at my house was going to be a nonstop crypto. I even told my wife, I said, hey, crypto's pumping. Everybody's very, hip to it. At least they know about it. Right. That doesn't mean they're participating. I wasn't expecting that, but that wasn't the case, which was great. Yes. I got to just enjoy other things like playing cribbage, eating peach pie and having some prime rib. It was a good time. Let me go to another one. Melissa, oh, actually, we're right. Yeah, we're close. We're just going to let it play out. Hold on.
That's just the way it is now, I think. And
I have
think
to say, I had my very first boyfriend ever.
Awesome.
When I think I was probably 13 years old, and he reached out. Like we've been friends. We've been friends all this time. He reached out on Facebook and said, I'm thinking about dipping my toe into XRP as a crypto expert. What are your thoughts? And I was like, do it. I like waited a little bit before I got back with him. But I was so pleased that he listened. So people are listening that we don't think are. But so he pulled the plug. I pulled the trigger on it, and right before it started rising. Nice. So brother got in right before it tripled, Nice. So I'm like, good for you, man. And I said, just hold on. And then but I feel the same way, Amanda, is, it's been years that I've been in this. I've tried to tell my family about it. I've tried to tell my friends about it. I used to be much more aggressive and giddy and now I'm just like, you know what? I can't give you my oil.
Right.
Like,
yep. That's facts. We had all the time in the world past 3 years. For me, a lot more. I've been trying to tell people, but it is, you can lead a horse to water. Right. And that's not a shot across the bow to anybody else out there. Right. We're pumping, get in, get in, not financial advice, but I'm just saying, hey, look, you want to get in, invest, go get it. Look up a few videos, watch this channel. All right, let's move on to another one. Maia, I love you, Maia. I'm sure you get that all the time now. And I'm sure you've gotten it before, but Maia brings this really freaking sweet point up in the conversation between all these ladies. And I'm just going to get right to it here. Let me fast forward to the times. Man, that is almost spot on right there. Boom. Here we go. Here's Maia.
This is the first it's come a long way, not just with crypto, but crypto for women. I don't think 3 years ago we would have seen 5 women right here. This is amazing.
I don't even know if we would have seen 5 women and we would have had 47 people watching, to be honest with you.
Facts. So facts. They go on a little bit about that, but when I heard this at work and I was just listening with my earbuds in, I was like, yes, fire, absolute fire. So wonderful to see all these ladies and other ladies participating in this space, and not just participating, man. They are leading. They are out in front. Here's a little bit more on that.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. I mean, there's been some people out there, like the initial women when I first got into space, they were either people that were part of corporations or like the banks, like those type of, or the hussies with the, you know, you won't get the like, you know, TNA and like whatever type of stuff. No, like regular ladies that were in there. But then
regular ladies, meaning real women, just keeping it 100 women. By the way, keeping it 100. You can check out Keita. She does Spaces Thursday night. Keep it at 100 with Keita and the crew. Check her out.
Slowly, I've just met such smart, but you guys are all so damn smart. Like you're just like, you're not your average woman. You're out there. You're teaching yourselves. You're educating others. I mean, you made a movie. Like
We're on the cutting edge.
It's badass. Becky Forbes is in the house. Welcome back.
All right, I'm going to stop there. I got 2 more things to talk about briefly, so let's just get to those. One of them was actually, we're going to go to the first one here, and Optimistic Prime shares her story about scammers. So I want to take you guys there right quick because it is very, very important. Listen to what Optimistic shares with us on this live. And you guys, if you aren't catching these lives, like just try. I mean, you don't even have to watch it. Just put your earbuds in and keep on doing what you're doing. Right there. Boom. Got it. Here we go. Here's Optimistic.
A penny on a dollar. You see what I'm saying? So it's very difficult.
That's not true. That's not Optimistic. That's where I wanted to go prior to that. This, I'm sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, we were screwing up now. Let's go back to here. Sorry for the delay. Yep, 42.18 is what we're looking for. Right there is good enough for me.
To be able to say, you know what I mean, this is the way I want to go with it. You know what I mean? And they're looking for, hey, okay, I've got this thing. What am I supposed to do now? You know what I mean? What am I going to do with it? How am I going to work with it? How is it going to work for me? You see what I'm
That's
saying?
why we have Dip a Toe Show.
That's right. That's right.
I want to give a shout out to Nina Blossom and Awesome Amy. Bull Run starting to come up, and we've got people wanting to build on the XRP ledger and all of this stuff. Miss Amanda, tell them what happened.
Here we go. Sorry.
Okay, so I called Melissa yesterday. I'm like, can you please send me a Zoom link so that I can check if my Zoom is working? Because essentially I got this guy, he wrote me, Crypto Eyes, I think. We have to look it up again. Anyways, so I got this message saying, hey, something. I ignored it because I get a lot of messages from people who want us to pay them to advertise our projects. I don't have enough money to do that, and I believe that true organic growth is the way of the future, and I don't want to get scammers in my space, so I don't pay anybody. So I just ignore anything like that. 3 days had passed. He wrote me, said, are you interested? And I was like, okay, this is weird. So I went back and I looked at the message, and it basically was like, we're really interested in your project. We'd like to interview you. So I was like, okay, so I go to the guy's profile. It's a legit profile. You know, it's somebody who's involved with legit things. Well, little did I know the guy's freaking account had also been hacked. So there's somebody who's like, this is not an imposter. So for those of you who know me, like I actually got criticized today for spending my $15 on my blue check mark because I said I'd lived on a bus for 6 years and I got Melissa, like criticized.
Chris is backstage. Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay.
So I feel bad talking about this when he's popping in. So I have, for those of you who don't know me, I have like 9-10 imposters on TikTok. I've lost 4 accounts. I have people who like write Optimistic Prime at the top of their thing. They have copied and pasted all of my videos. And when you follow them instead of me, and then they write you and ask you if you know about the QFS. And then if you don't know me and you don't know that I'm the real person, then you actually get scammed. And then they go and tell everybody that Optimistic Prime scammed you. Meanwhile, I had nothing to do with it. So because of that, I pay the $15. This is also $22 for Canadian a month on the Optimistic Prime page so that people don't get scammed by a fake account. Now, I can't even afford, one for the Wandering Footprint or one for the Blue Umbrella Butt. And I hope that, with the price of XRP doing its thing, I might be able to actually pay for a year thing. But anyways, that's besides the point. So this guy wrote me, he said he wanted to interview me. So then he went on Telegram and he's like, oh, my buddy has has a presentation he wants to do. And I was like, well, I noticed this thing was about Corium. I was like, well, I'm not on Corium. That's not my thing. Like, I'm on XRPL. And I spent 45 minutes trying to figure out what was wrong with my Zoom. And because I hadn't had to use Zoom on my computer in so long, I actually opened my Zoom account and it needed an update too. So it wasn't crazy that when I was trying to click his link, it was like, need an update. And then it would download halfway and then it said, warning, virus.
Okay. Let's back up a little bit. Got reached out. Optimistic checked out the profile. Looks all legit skis, right? Looks 100%. Goes through her process. They email a link that looks like a Zoom link. She keeps trying to, open it, but it's downloading halfway. Oh, virus detected or something. Listen, and so okay, so we got red flags already, right? But most of us, in these moments, will be like, what is this? Maybe it's an error. Maybe something's going on. What happened? Blah, blah, blah. But let's continue.
And so then the person suggested that are you using Microsoft Bing? Like, yeah, well, you should probably use, a different browser. So I used Chrome. So about 45 minutes in, I started thinking there's something wrong here. Like, first of all, this person doesn't know me. They're being super patient. It's taken 45 minutes and they are still encouraging me to keep going. Second of all, I had actually opened my Zoom account and I put in the meeting address into the thing, and it kept saying not a real meeting. So all of a sudden, I got that overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, this is because it said Zoom in the link. Like, it would look like a legitimate link, guys. Like, it had the full 10-digit, meeting ID in the link. It was totally legit. And I write Melissa and I say, can you send me a Zoom link so that I know this? And I was like, I think I just got tried to get phished. And I knew that somebody else in the meme groups had just been phished. And so then I write her and she tells me, was it this? So I sent her a screenshot. She's like, oh my gosh, I saw a post on another platform saying this guy's account had been hacked. And so then I ended up writing it to somebody else I know. And they were like, oh my gosh, somebody else in my group this happened to like an hour and a half ago. And then I wrote the meme guy and he said, this is the same guy. And then I wrote another guy. And so it's the same person right now.
Yep.
But just know that like there's so many people out there that are trying to scam you.
And I'm going to stop right there. Facts. There are teams of people that are trying to scam you out of your crypto, out of your cash. I mean, it is literally a World Wide Web issue. 100%. Right? So what Optimistic did there, though, she went through a process of like, well, she's starting to questioning, right? 45 minutes into it, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is not good. What did she do? She reached out to a friend. She reached out to somebody, in the space. And on the Dip and Toe Show, we're always talking about that. Reach out to people that you see. Like, literally, there's the Dip and Toe email that's in the link in most of the lives. Somebody that knows somebody knows me, knows Melissa, that has our number. Like, seriously, reach out, please, and talk to a real human being. And, that's why I give out my phone number, that literally, so I can at least be there to help you, as do others. Okay. So scams are everywhere. Do not trust and verify the hell out of them. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Go both ways. Okay. I have one more thing to share with you folks, and then these are the deuces. Okay. Last thing. Right. I gotta go over here. Sorry. We're gonna go back to where Miss Keita was talking. Right about here. We're gonna go right about there.
How much you ladies are willing to pay for one XRP?
So here's the question. Question, ladies, what are you willing to pay for one XRP? I'm gonna go back 5 seconds from here. I just want you guys to watch and listen.
Simon wants to know how much you ladies are willing to pay for one XRP.
Crickets. It was hilarious. I was laughing at work. I just wanted to share that with you. Miss Keita, though, speaks some truth, but I want to clarify on the question because I was coming from a point of value. Everybody in the XRP community family, not an army, we family. That's what it is, straight up. Sees a different value with the XRP token. Right? We see it. We have a different level of value, and we value different things. And that's why I posed the question. But Miss Keita, share some truth here. Check
that's
this
a tough
out.
question.
Well, it's kind of difficult to say that when you know, if you actually were blessed enough to be able to get it for pennies on the dollar or for less than a penny on a dollar. You see what I'm saying? So it's very difficult, you know, for us to say, hey, you know, I'm willing to pay for this further out, but that's really, if your dollar cost averaging in, that's gonna mess up your DCA. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing, though. So, like, and I agree with what you're saying as far as the DCA part. But if it goes to what we think, you know, long term, like way out there, I remember when I first got into the space, it was Bitcoin, and everybody was like, Bitcoin is not like the stock market. It's not like stocks. It's not like stocks. But my mind kept thinking, but it kind of is in terms of if you're buying, like, yes, you're not buying a business and you know, interest in a business or whatever, but there is that potential where you buy a stock and it goes up in price, right? I mean, we all heard the .com and the, you know, all these different Apple and all these stocks that went sky high. And if you had only bought it when. So when I think about somebody, when the general public starts coming into the space and we see, you know, XRP go to $5, $10, $20, given what I know now, and of course, by that time, all the work is going to have been done and all the information is going to be out there. All the validation is going to be out there. So for somebody to go, holy snipes, I can buy an XRP right now for $10. I can buy an XRP for $100 right now. You know, with the potential of, you know, if it's going to move the money and all this stuff, and it could be, maybe it'll go to $1,000 or whatever. We speculate, you know, it is speculation at this point, but I could see people, you know, if I hadn't been dollar cost averaging in, I probably will still continue to buy XRP, because even if I buy, you know, for the grandkids, right? And say they go up to $10 and I buy them 5 XRP to put away, by the time those kids are 70 years old to retire, those 10 XRP, 510 XRP are going to be worth a lot more money than I paid for them. So I kind of think about it like, what did our grandparents always buy us? Those bonds, right?
I'm going to stop right there. Both are speaking some facts and truth there, right? Different perspectives. That's why I posed the question, right? And I posed that question to you, all my dipitors out there. How much are you willing to pay for one XRP? Okay, this Wednesday is coming up hot and quick. Melissa's gonna come back, I'm sure, with the Miss Keita and a few others. Yes, you won't know until I show the Dipito promo. Either it'll probably be a day of Wednesday, so look for that. And then I'm back on my regular schedule. Thursday, you will have my comments on the previous night's show. All right, I gotta go. Keep dipping that toe. You know what these are, and you know what I'm doing. Y'all be good out there.